The Avengers I've killed. I am Kang! You talk to ants.
On the south side, cool with the list. Shout out my best. My God is sending me bees, make a little nest. I put switch on all my bleaks, make a little twist. I got a smiley face on my tab, popping on tests.
Will know my name.
Okay, so I just watched the trailer for the new Jonathan Majors movie coming out in 2005, Magazine Dreams. Yeah, this guy is on a whole nother level. I believe this movie was filmed around the time that he was doing Creed 3 and Ant-Man 3, and this was supposed to be the movie that really catapulted him into superstardom. Like, there was a lot of Oscar buzz before a trailer for this movie even released, and it kind of got, canned. It got shelved for a little bit because of Jonathan Majors' legal issues that he had going on. And if I'm being completely honest, looking back on it, I still kind of feel like he got a raw deal. Now, I'm not gonna, get into too much of the legal stuff. Like, he has a responsibility and he has to, take responsibility for his actions and all that stuff. But I feel like Marvel kind of dropped the ball a little too quickly with him. And I think one of the main reasons they did that is because they were not as stable a studio as they had been. Like, they were kind of coming off of a couple, I don't want to say flops, but they just weren't doing as well as they normally were doing. Like, Marvel was kind of on a downslope, right? And before they even dropped him as Kang, there were already talks, and this was before any of his legal issues came out. There were already talks amongst like executives and producers of swapping out Kang for Doctor Doom. Off rip, like after Ant-Man 3 came out and how poorly it did in the box office, how poorly received it was, Marvel Studios executives thought that the problem was Jonathan Majors' portrayal as Kang. And I completely disagree with that premise, like completely. I think where Marvel messed up when it came to Kang and Jonathan Majors and Ant-Man 3 is that they did not treat him like the big bad that he was supposed to be. Now, in Ant-Man 3, he spent a lot of time talking about all the things that he had done, all of the timelines he had erased, all the Avengers he had fought and killed and destroyed. He had destroyed so many Avengers that he wasn't sure which Avenger he was talking to. Are you Thor? Are you Ant-Man? Like, who are, like, there's too many of them. And that was the problem with Kang as a character. All he did was tell us all the crazy, evil things that he did. All he did was tell us how powerful he was. All he did was tell us that he had done all these things. But when it came time to show us who he was, he got bodied by a bunch of ants. When it came time for us to show us how many Avengers he had destroyed, he got beat by a sea-level Avenger. An Avenger with no superhuman powers, no, vibranium, no nothing. He got beat. It was just a whole lot of talking. And when it came to show, it was nothing. He got beat. Now, originally in the script, at the end of the movie, if you haven't seen Ant-Man 3 by now and you're watching this, I'm sorry, spoiler alert, but in the end, Ant-Man was supposed to die. That was in the original script. Kang was supposed to kill Ant-Man, and I don't know if he was supposed to get out of the quantum realm or get stuck there and get out later. But the end of the movie was supposed to end with Scott Lang dying. Now, if you have the whole movie go exactly the same way it was, with him just telling us how great he was and never showing us, but the ending ends with Scott Lang dying, getting killed by Kang, and him showing us for once, like, hey, I am a conqueror. I can kill the Avengers. I am an Avengers level threat. I have no problem getting rid of you guys. That would have changed the reception and the perception of how we felt about the Ant-Man 3. It completely changes that movie for the better, and it puts Kang the Conqueror in a different light. Now he's a villain that needs to be taken seriously. Now he's a threat that everybody needs to know about and be on their P's and Q's for. This isn't just some run-of-the-mill C/B level villain. This is an A level threat. And he showed that because he killed an Avenger. Now, is it a lowercase Avenger? Yes. It's still an Avenger, though. So, after, I think Ant-Man came out in 2023, that happened around the same time his legal issues started up. He kind of he had to sit on the bench for 2024. And 2025, they're deciding to put this movie back out. And you cannot, as a movie studio, I think you would want to be the studio that puts out the movie that gets him back on track. His redemption story. Like, say what you want. We as consumers like to see redemption. We like to see people come back from the bottom and get back to whatever trajectory they were on to begin with. And Jonathan Majors is clearly one of the more talented young actors in Hollywood right now. And for him to get his body looking like this is insane. And if you watch the actual trailer, you can see like just the intensity that he has in his face, whether it be in his facial expressions, his eyes, his movement, just everything within him. Like, and I'm trying not to because I've heard a little bit about this guy's story, not Killian, but the main character in Magazine Dreams. Like, I've heard a little bit about this guy's actual story, and I'm trying not to Google anything more about it because I don't want anything spoiled by it. But the fact that they're talking about this could be an Oscar-worthy performance from Jonathan Majors, I think he has the possibility of getting back to where he was. And I don't know. I don't want to say he, deserves a spot back. But it seems like I feel like post legal issues, he's done everything that he was supposed to do. He's kind of stayed out of the limelight as outside of, shucking and jiving and wearing them terrible outfits, them civil rights outfits. But outside of that, he's kind of just kept his nose down and stuck to the grind. So I just want to see more of him because I'm intrigued by his performances and the choices that he makes as an actor. I really wish Marvel would have stuck it out with him and kept him on as Kang, even with his legal battle. I wouldn't have fired him. I'd have just been like, okay, you're suspended, or we're thinking about it. We'll figure it out, but maybe sit you out for a movie, something. But I just feel like Marvel has just kind of let one of the better young actors leave their studios, and it's going to be hard to replace him. And I don't know. I just think Marvel is not moving like a billion-dollar company that can kind of, I don't want to say they just do what they want to do no matter what, but there was no rush. So I'm looking forward to seeing Magazine Dreams. Let me know in the comments if you guys are interested in this movie. Should Marvel look into maybe could they bring him back? Could they bring Jonathan Majors back as Kang? Would Jonathan Majors even want to come back as Kang? Let me know in the comments, like the video, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace.
Thanks for watching, babe. Make sure to like this video and subscribe to the channel.